Hello, everyone. I'm Kayla Williams with the Maury County Chamber and Economic Alliance, and I am here today with Wes Bryant, who is one of our Circle of Excellence participants. And we're here doing our first Circle of Excellence spotlight video. And you might ask, what Circle of Excellence? So, for all of our chamber members, there's an opportunity to be part of our elite group of sponsors. So they get just all kinds of packages of benefits, et cetera, but they continue to be sponsors year after year and help the chamber do so much more than we could without our Circle of Excellence. So I'm here with Wes Bryant with PBS Attorneys. So Wes, you're originally from Columbia, Tennessee. Some people may not know you at all and may not know that about you. Been an attorney here in Columbia forever and been part of our Circle of Excellence since 2014. So number one, thank you for that. But number two, tell us a little bit about why you practice law, why you came back home. Tell us a little bit about Parks, Bryant, and Snyder, and who are your partners, and what do we need to know about PBS Attorneys?
Thank you, Kara. First, I want to thank you all, the Alliance, for giving us the opportunity to be a sponsor. We've enjoyed the benefits of being a sponsor, not only from the involvement in the community and with the Alliance, but also the perks and the benefits we get from that.
Yeah.
As far as our firm, of course, we are Parks, Bryant, and Snyder. Houston Parks is our senior attorney in the office. He has 40 years plus of experience in the practice of law, the last almost 20 years of which, before he came to the firm, was as general counsel and the trust department at First Farmers.
Yep.
He primarily practices in estate planning, obviously with his work in the trust, and business transactions. The Bryant is obviously Wesley Bryant, me. I've been practicing since 2001. I've been here, came straight to Columbia from the University of Tennessee Law, came back home. I'm glad to be back home.
Yeah.
And then Sean Snyder comes from Texas. He's originally from Houston, Texas, and moved here. And he was originally the director of the Mediation Center. And so as he was taking his bar exam, and when he passed the bar, he went into private practice, but he still does mediation and is a Rule 31 mediator.
Yeah. Does a great job at that as well. So
I think he's one of the best.
Three very qualified and really nice attorneys. So for those of us who may have never used an attorney before, what are sort of the common things that most of us will need an attorney for in our lifetime? What do we all need to make sure we have an attorney for?
Well, and that's really what Parks, Bryant, Snyder is here to do. We are a general practice law firm.
Yeah.
So pretty much any of the general things a person in the public would need to have an attorney for, we can do. Like I said, estate planning is one of the big things. Mr. Parks, Houston, does a lot of the estate planning work for our office. And that's one of those things that I think everybody at some point in their time, and the sooner the better, needs to sit down with an attorney and really make sure that before it's too late, they get their affairs in order. But we also deal with the majority of the legal work here in Maury County is going to be in two buckets, either family domestic relations law and or criminal law. And so that's what the rest of our firm does. We concentrate in the family and the criminal law practice.
Okay, so you do criminal and family court.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you really are a full service law office.
Pretty much, yes, ma'am.
All right. So what about wills? Is that part of your estate planning, or can that be separate?
Yeah, that is actually part of our estate planning. And
Okay.
I should probably be more specific on what I mean by estate planning. Estate planning is making sure you arrange your assets and affairs upon your untimely demise, that they go the way you want to, and try to minimize your tax burden on your heirs.
Yeah. Perfect. So anything else that you would want? So if somebody brand new coming into Columbia or Maury County step foot in your door, what would you want them to know, number one, about your practice, and maybe number two, about your building?
Okay. Well, number one, about the practice, like I said, we're a general practice firm.
Yeah.
So I try to pride our firm on, if somebody comes in, if we can't help you, we'll definitely get you to somebody who can.
Yeah.
And so if it's not a type of law that we do, for example, if it's in bankruptcy, we don't do any bankruptcy law, but we know that Bob Harlan's right around the corner.
Right.
He does it, and we can get you there to him, because we want to make sure that we keep it local if we can. As far as the building is something I'm very proud of. This is a historical building here in downtown Maury County, right across the street from the courthouse.
Yes.
So we're a block away from being where you need to be when you come to court. I purchased this building back in 2016. Well, actually, I purchased it in 2014 and then closed on it in 2016. As you may recall, and maybe your listeners too, Richard Matthews of the Matthews firm They built his new building there on North Main Street, and as that was constructing, I was under contract for this one. When he moved out, I moved in, and that's when Houston and Sean came on board and we started PBS.
Yeah, it's a fabulous building. It really, really is. And if you haven't visited the square, it's a great addition to the square. And just, I know it's a lot of fun to work on the square in Columbia. So
best place to be.
Yeah. So how can we find out more information? Do you have a website? Do you have social media? How can we find out how to get in touch with you?
Generally speaking, our law firm website of PBS Law TN. That's P as in Parks, Bryant, and Snyder. Law is in LAW, and then TN is Tennessee.
All right.
.com. Of course, we had to get away from, we're just PBS, and PBS, Public Broadcasting System, has the market on that website, so we couldn't get that. That's where our general information is.
Okay.
If you call our phone at 931-398-5200, that can get you an appointment with one of the attorneys to discuss any problems you have.
All right. So what's the best part about being a lawyer?
The best part about being a lawyer, I'll be honest with you, I primarily work in the domestic relations area, and shepherding people through what is probably the hardest time of their lives is very rewarding, and I find that as being, I wouldn't call it a calling per se, but I really enjoy and I get the satisfaction of being able to do that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we are definitely glad you came back home. Not a lot of us can say that. So, but I also want to say again, thank you so much for being part of our Circle of Excellence since 2014. And it's my pleasure today to give you your 2020 plaque so that you can add it to all your other plaques that are proudly displayed in your office. So thank you, Wes. Appreciate you. We appreciate your partnership. And we just encourage everybody, if you happen to need an attorney, call PBS Attorneys, located downtown Columbia. Thanks, Wes.
Thank you.